Hey guys, unfortunately we weren't able to meet in person for the first 3Bs meeting, but we thought we'd still do something for you guys. So, we've gathered some of your leaders for a small discussion on a couple of topics. And even though we can't meet, I hope that we can still help you to learn more about the Christian faith and to be able to discuss it with each other. We'll be releasing a few videos, each with us discussing a question or two over the next couple of weeks. So to start, we're just going to introduce ourselves by saying who we are, what church we're from, and a top tip for coping with social distancing.
Hey, my name's Rao. I'm from Bradley Road, and my top tip for social distancing is staying at home. That's as far away from people as I can get.
I'm Beth. I'm from Christchurch Deeside, and my top tip is do PE with Joe on YouTube at 9 o'clock every weekday morning. Half an hour of exercise, you'll love it. You'll be super fit.
Hi, I'm Wayne. I'm from Flint Evangelical Church. My top tip for social isolating is embrace it. Because, rather stay away from people. It's enjoyable.
I'm Nadia. I'm from Upton Baptist Church, and my top tip for social distancing. I've been enjoying not having to shower as often as I should. So make of that what you will.
Hi, I'm Matt from Christchurch Deeside, and I guess my top tip is to try and get some kind of routine. That sounds really dull, but I think it's quite important.
Hi, I'm Fiona from Ebenezer Evangelical Church in Bangor. And my top tip for social distancing, I suppose, would be just enjoy time with the dog. If you haven't got a dog, borrow one. Sanitize it first, though.
Hi, my name's Murray, and I'm from Upton Baptist Church. And my top tip for social distancing is it's a great chance to tidy the house and make sure that room's sparkling clean.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Christchurch Deeside, and my top tip is getting out of your pyjamas to be productive.
Hi, I'm Alex from Upton Baptist Church. Matt's already stolen my thunder because I was going to say the routine thing. Murray's doesn't work if you've got kids. The house is in more of a state than it was before. So my top tip is learning patience with those people around you.
The question that we're looking at in this video is, in a world that seems so uncertain, what are the certain truths that we can hold on to?
I think I was thinking about the fact that the Bible begins with the words, "In the beginning, God." I think that's a great truth to get hold of. God has always been. All the way through the Bible, there's chaos and carnage as well. That's what it looks like. But all the way through, you can see God weaving his great plan, and Jesus comes at just the right time.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that in the modern world that pick up on the Bible being outdated and not fitting with today's time. But I think the fact the Bible is unchanging. It is the same. That makes it a reliable constant. That God is unchanging, that God's sovereignty remains the same yesterday, tomorrow, and today. And it's reflected in the fact the Bible doesn't alter.
Yeah, I think it's nice to know that right from day one, God's had a plan. And even though the world at points has been really topsy-turvy, God's plan remains the same.
I think we can take comfort in the fact that of the sovereignty of God. And I'm thinking specifically of the example of Joseph in the Bible, where, it must have been times in his life when he was betrayed by his brothers and was in that Egyptian prison where he was thinking, where's God in all this? There was no certainty from his perspective. And yet, as we see what happens when he comes to be elevated in Egypt, and his brothers come to him, he makes that incredible statement, "What you meant for evil, God has meant for good, for the saving of many lives." So God is sovereign in the situation of what's going on in the world at the moment. Even in what we see, this virus that's tearing through the world is a consequence of a fallen world, and yet God is still able to bring good, and still able to work his sovereign will through this seeming evil that's going on to bring about good, particularly for those who know him and love him. God works all things together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. So I take comfort in that sovereignty of God.
The fact that God sent his son to save us, and that no matter what we do, so sometimes we can be uncertain that I haven't been as good of a person as what I can be, but we can be certain that it doesn't matter what we've done, God has saved all of our sins. So that's quite a great comfort, especially in times when we are uncertain sometimes.
There's a sense in which our lives are always uncertain, and so perhaps we're reminded of that all the more at the moment. But the truths of the gospel are unchanging, and just as they were unchanging 3-4 weeks ago when none of this was particularly real, they're still unchanging now.
And that's a welcome stability in our lives, isn't it? There's not many things in this world that don't change. So it's a comfort to know that God doesn't.
In the future, Jesus is going to come again. So we don't know what else might happen, but that is certain, and we can be sure of that. Even if, and we don't know when that will be or how that will kind of happen, but that is a certain thing that we can hold on to.
I think that's quite a nice comfort, isn't it? I think so. There's the Corrie ten Boom quote of "Don't be afraid to trust an uncertain future to a certain God." And it's kind of the reality of, okay, it's changing day by day. We don't know what's coming for us next, but God does, and God's seen us all through it, and he's going to be right there with us. I think that's quite a comfort to know you're heading into this time of, I really don't know what, like, I don't know when I'm going back to work. I don't know when anything's going to happen, but I know that God knows, and I know that God knows me, and he's going to get me through each day and give me the grace to get through all of it. So I think that's quite a good comfort at this time.
Our hope is that you will find these discussions useful, and we will be praying for you guys that you're able to cling to these certain truths that God has given us, these promises that he has for us in the Bible, in these strange times that we are in. So tune in next time when we are going to ask the question, why is time management important? Does it have anything to do with our faith? That's another very relevant thing at the moment. So tune in for that. Don't forget to subscribe. You can share this video with any friends that you think may find it useful. Find us on Instagram. And comment below if you have anything that you want to ask, if there is any kind of comments and response that you want to make. Social distancing should be called physical distancing because we're being more social than usual, I think. So take advantage of this opportunity we've got to be in touch with each other. Encourage your friends, your Christian brothers and sisters. Look after yourselves. We'll see you soon.